Hey there! Thanks for joining me for another edition of the Library Marketing Show. I'm your host, Angela Hursh, the founder and curator of superlibrarymarketing.com, the blog where we talk about all things library marketing. Look, I'm looking to grow this YouTube channel not because I want to be internet famous, because I don't, but because I want to connect with more library marketers around the country and around the world so we can learn from each other. So I need you to do me a favor. Share the website or share this video series with any library marketers that you run across. And I'm also looking for topics for future library marketing shows. You can suggest a topic in the comments. Speaking of topics, let's get to today's, which comes to us anonymously. This person is in a situation that I'm kind of in at the same time also, and I'm betting you or someone you know in the library marketing space is in this position. Here's what's going on. This person is getting information from their programming department in order to promote events that programming has scheduled. And the words, the verbiage, the language that the programming department wants the marketing department to use is not really the kind of language that we want to use. This person didn't really explain this textual problem, but the way they phrased it was it's just not the kind of wording that they would use in their marketing materials. So they took the marketing materials and they wrote their own text, and that made the programming department a little upset. Listen, this is a situation, as I said, in which I have found myself in many times. So there are a couple of things that I do when I find myself having a little bit of an argument with someone in another department about the words, the text that we're using in marketing materials. The first thing is to understand that people spend a lot of time doing their work, even the programming department, and so they feel a little precious about the stuff that they're creating. And if a marketer comes along and says, this is terrible, we don't want to say this, they might get their feelings hurt. So we just have to keep that in mind. This person didn't tell me how much power they have within their library, but if you have any amount of managerial power, you can sit down with the person who's in charge of programming and just calmly explain to them what you're trying to do, which obviously is to drive an increase in attendance to programming events. It's not that you're trying to insult the programming department, it's that you're trying to help them. So if we couch it that way, the changes in text might be better received. I've had that conversation. It's not really a one-time thing. You just kind of have to keep driving that message home. Secondly, if you have a brand voice and it's established for your library and it's written down somewhere, you can use that document to help you in that conversation to say, this is what we want to say in our marketing materials because it's our brand voice. It's what our cardholders recognize and expect from us. We'll take the information that you give us about your fantastic event and we'll make it something that our cardholders will want to attend. That's our job. And then to start going ahead and making those changes and doing it in small increments. So maybe just changing a few little things. And every time you change something, go to the programming department and say, here's why I changed it. And here's why this might work better. I really want to drive attendance to your events. If you keep driving home the point that you're trying to help them, over time, they're going to get the message and they're going to be more receptive to the changes that you'll make in their text. Again, this is a conversation that I am having continuously with my programming department and with other departments inside my library system, which is pretty big. There are a lot of different departments that create programs. So I get a lot of different text and I have to have this conversation over and over and over again. And it's kind of repetitive, but we're also educating people. I will try in the show notes to put some links to a couple of articles about text in marketing materials, what works, what doesn't, why brand voice matters. And you can use those as a way to start that conversation with the people who might be pushing back a little bit. Have patience, because we know everything in the library world takes a long time to change, but be persistent. You are right. Your instincts are right. You were hired to do this job in marketing, and just stick with your guns. Okay, today's kudos goes out to the West Gippsland Libraries in Australia. If you are a member of the Facebook page that's called Library and Marketing Outreach, you probably saw this video today. There was a gentleman who posted a video that this library system created right before he left the library system, but he's very proud of it, and I can tell why. They basically paid an artist to write a very catchy song about their library in an effort to educate the public about the fact that they're more than books. They have all these fantastic services. And they did a production, a video production. It was professional. They had dancers. It's a very catchy tune. I've been singing it all day long. The gentleman would not disclose to me how much money he spent on it. I would guess it was pretty pricey. But I think it's an interesting concept. It's part of a multi-year campaign to drive brand awareness for their library, and I'm really curious as to how it's going to turn out. So I will have a link to that in the show notes, and let me know what you think. Do you think a video like that would work for your library? All right, that's it for today's Library Marketing Show. Thank you for joining me. Again, please like, share, subscribe, and in the comments, let me know what you want to talk about next week. I'll see you then.